You can edit this, right?
Nope.
Okay.
We don't edit. We do raw footage. Go ahead, John. Talk to Russ.
Hi, everybody. My name is John Hewing. I'm from Grants Pass, Oregon, and I'm here with Russ to talk about this imagine great stack of lumber. My background is I had a cabinet shop in San Jose, California. I did large custom homes, interior finish, staircases, mantles, all that kind of stuff. So I've had a real close relationship with wood. And when I met Russ, he showed me this stack of wood, and I just could hardly believe it. It's real thick, and so much of it is perfectly clear. And it's very, very dry. And when you tap on it, it sounds like you're tapping a drum. It's so dry that it echoes through the fibers of the wood. Now, Russ, where did you get all this stuff?
Well, maybe I need to back up just a little bit. My name's Russ Dale, and but anyway, when I moved up here in '75, or early '70s, I opened a CPA practice, and one of my first clients was a couple guys who were doing slash cleaning up after logging sites. During the '70s, they were starting to implement this thing where loggers had to clean up their mess afterwards, and rather than leaving it in the woods and creating more fire hazard. So these guys came to me and said, would I do payroll for them? I said, well, sure. How many guys are you talking about? He said, well, 200 to 400 guys a season. And so that's what they did. And I ended up doing not only the payroll, but writing up the bids and doing a lot of stuff, all the paperwork type of stuff.
Yeah.
And so in the process, of course, we had transit employees, and they'd come and go, not always the Social Security numbers, always would work and so forth. So I ended up having to do a lot of payroll by cash. So I'd drive out, and we kind of hesitated giving guys on Friday night, you know, but anyway.
You may not make it home, huh?
Yeah, well, I had a little 53 Chevy pickup that I had for 20 years. I just loved it. And anyway, that's what I drove them back and forth to the logging sites. Well, that kind of morphed into, we found that the loggers would take the site and they would sometimes twist it a little bit so they can pick up a few extra bigger trees. Well, what our contract was very specific, because they designated the size of the lot. So we learned that when we reshoot it again with the transom and realized that they had left a stand of timber, so we started taking those too, you know, because we could. It was our, you know, we could take those sticks. And most of them were pecker poles, and they sold the 2x4s, but you know, it was a little extra bonus. And that's how I learned about the timber industry. Later on, I got into doing audits on for misappropriation of funds for logging companies and timber companies. And so I became acquainted with, that's what we do here in Southern Oregon, is used to do lumber. And of course that's faded away a little bit. So anyway, fast forward 40 years, and this is about 5 years ago, I heard about up north of here, there was a big golf course. And this golf course, it had like 2 or 3 weeks of solid rain, and the soils were real shallow, sandy loam soils. And then it snowed, and those big trees loaded up with snow, and then they had a windstorm, and it blew down 32 of these big 500-year-old old growth clear oak trees. I mean, they were gorgeous stuff. 30 some of them were hangers caught in the trunk of another tree. So when he tried to get all kinds of people, tree fallers and arborists and everything, but their insurance wouldn't cover those kinds of things. So on a whim, I heard about it. I went down and looked at it, and I said, my God, this lumber is incredible. Not only that, there was a mix of black and white oak, and then there was a few, the biggest, most beautiful madrones I've ever seen. I mean, these things, you couldn't get your arms around them. I mean, I've never seen anything like that before. And so I got to calling around and see if I could round up some of my old tree fallers, and I got a hold of 2 of them, and it was so much fun. They showed up in their old beat-up trucks and had their corks on, and we drove out to take a look at it, and of course they were passing a joint, and one guy was passing a bottle, you know. It's just like old times. Nothing's really changed, you know. It was really kind of fun, except we're all old, really old, and we all looked at it and go, this is not a big deal. We don't have any insurance, but you know, nonetheless. So the guy said, look, you can have all you want to lumber you want, just get it off my golf course so I can open my golf course up. So that's what happened. And so we took it all. I had cats and backhoes and trailers and trucks. So we took this down and took the choicest stuff out of it and put the rest in, gave away firewood to people that needed the firewood. But I took this to a mill, I think it's Owl Lumber Mill out in Eagle Point, and they cut it into this this beautiful stuff for me. I put it in 2 1/4 inch cants by whatever width, and I've got them from 12 inch to 36 inches.
Oh.
Some of them's got live edge, so for bar tops and things like that. And it's just beautiful, beautiful wood. So I put it in my hanger and put a series of engine blocks on top of it, and I put a dehumidifier and fans on it, and let it sit for 2 years in there. And then when I needed the space and I felt like it was pretty dry, I ran my humidifier all over it and got my moisture testers, and it dried out perfect in terms of uniformity. So I didn't get very much warpage at all. It's beautiful stuff. And I've sold a few pieces off. One guy came up and bought, I think about 5,000 board feet. I've still got about 6,000 board feet left. I've made a few pickup beds, the boards for the bottom of pickup trucks, and a few other little projects for various people. But what's happening is, this is kind of in my way, and I've got another opportunity to pick up some more stuff, and so I'd like to kind of sell this and move it on. But it's such beautiful stuff. It's just gorgeous wood.
Yeah, it sure is, yeah. How much is there?
I've got approximately 6,000 board feet of it left. All in, of course, it's dried now, so it's down right about 2 inch thick. And again, it's I got 12 foots, 10s, 12s, 14s, and 16 feet long, and 12 inches to 32, 36 inches wide.
That's amazing. Yeah. But what is all this worth?
Well, it depends on, there's always some, you don't get a total usage out of it. You'll always have some overage. When you cut, you'll lose some, but it depends on some of the lower quality stuff, $2 a board foot, but some of the stuff that's like this, you're looking at $8 a board foot.
Oh, yeah.
Well, a board feet is 12 inches wide and 1 inch thick. So this is not 12 inches, but you got the idea. So basically, that's 2 board feet,
Yeah.
if it's a little wider.
Sure.
Well, I gotta help. How much would you take for the stack, Russ?
Oh my God.
Well, that was the whole point.
Okay, well, 6,000 board feet approximately. All right, let's round it. Let's call it 5,000 board feet, and let's talk about $5 a board foot, or something like that.
Give me a number.
It depends on if a guy will come in and just take it all. I'll
Yes.
help him load it, and we can make a deal.
Okay, give me an idea.
Oh,
I'm standing here. I've got my checkbook.
write a check for $10,000 and you have the whole damn thing. If you want me to split it up, then it's going to be a little bit more.
Sorry about the car. So you're saying $10,000 would buy this entire stack of dried, cured oak?
Well, that's a little cheap.
What?
But if somebody would take the whole thing, I'll do it for that price. But if I
Okay.
have to piece it out, it's going to be more.
Thank you, Russ.
Boy, that's a really good price. Where do you go to find this stuff?
Oh, you can't.
No, you can't.
You'd never find this quality with this thickness, and some of them with live edges, and that's particularly ones for if you want a solid piece for a bar top. If you don't want any seams in it or splices in it, you'd have a pretty hard time getting anything of that quality.
Russ, would you help them load it on their trailer?
Got a set of forks right over there.
So you can load it if they arrive here with their trailer.
Yes.
All right, Russ, you guys have both been wonderful. John's getting sunstroke. I'm going to bring this to a close. And hopefully this will be part of an ad and someone can see it and they'll get your phone number and give you a call.
Oh, my phone number.
No,
541-227-1541. There is no message box. If that doesn't work, you can email me. It's Russ, R-U-S-S, 97520 @gmail.com. That's Ashland zip code.
thank you, Russ. John,
Let me add one thing.
Sure.
I've worked on big custom homes in the Bay Area, and what comes to mind is to use this for a 12-foot high or 14-foot high curved top double front door.
Oh, my
Oh.
gorgeous, that'd be gorgeous.
You know,
Uh,
that would just be incredible.
I've got some pieces, I cut for fireplace mantles, and they're 8 by 12 by 2. They'll be beautiful stuff for fireplace mantles, or even a header over a door that you want exposed,
Sure.
or the legs of it, or you know, you can do the whole fireplace mantle and the legs, and then cut this run it through a bandsaw and get your fillers. They look really nice.
Absolutely. Boy, that would be a good use of it.
Yeah. John, thank you for stopping by. I really appreciate you
buddy.
being here, buddy.
Adios.
You too, buddy.
Yeah, my pleasure.